Everybody, how you doing today? It is Wednesday, November 19th. Quarter after 7 in the morning. I am dealing with Seattle traffic on my way to my delivery. I thought it was supposed to be a crappy day today. According to the weather thing on my phone, it was supposed to start raining today, but apparently that has been delayed. Now it's supposed to be nice most of the day and then start raining this afternoon, this evening, overnight, who knows, sometime later. So one more dry day, it looks like. So yeah. Got this awkward load of steel that I think they open at 8 o'clock. According to my GPS, I should get there about 7:50. So, right on track for getting there as they open the gates, hopefully, so I can not have to wait in the street for them to open up. Or I've never been to this place, so I don't know if they actually have a gate. Maybe they don't. Maybe I just pull in parking lot. I don't know. We'll see when I get there. But anyhow, so that's how my day is starting. Ended up finally doing dinner with my mom last night. She just came over to the house because my daughter had cheer, and then my wife had her time with her personal trainer both last night, so they weren't home. So it was me and my 6-year-old son and the 4-month-old son at home. So I invited my mom to come have dinner at the house with me and the boys. So she came over and we had pizza, and she held the baby and fed the baby and played with the baby as grandmas should do, right? So, yeah, and then she left and I went to bed because I had to get up early this morning. So, anyhow, that's all that's going on for now. Actually, I'm kind of surprised traffic has sped up. It's going to slow back down. We keep hitting these pockets where we speed up for a minute and then it slows back down. Usually it's a bit worse than this here. It was better than normal, or it was worse than normal, I mean, going through Tacoma. And it seems to be better than normal up here in South Seattle, so maybe it's just balancing out. Anyhow, that's what we're doing so far. People are looking at me like I'm a nut. I'm in a t-shirt. It's cold out. It's in the 30s for sure. Everybody here, they're unloading me right now. They're all bundled up. Long underwear, insulated coveralls. It's 36. Just totally bundled up. And I got here and had my big coat on that I wear most every day, and it's a warm coat. And, I'm running around untying, just trying to get ready for them to unload, and it's hot in that coat. Especially, I'm sitting in a heated truck. What is that? Sitting in a heated truck all day, or all morning, So I get out of that, and then, I don't know, just out there working. It's getting hot. So I took my coat off. And there's probably steam coming off me because I'm all sweaty and it's cold. And like I can see the guys looking out at me and talking. I can't tell what they're saying. Maybe that's not what they're talking about, but I have to assume it is. That this idiot running around out there in a t-shirt. So, anyways, I just thought that was funny. Figured I'd share it. It's not so bad. You spend hours and hours in here with the heat on. I could drive in shorts and a t-shirt all day, no matter what the temperature is, because I've got climate control, right? So it actually feels good to get out in the cold. And I don't know. they work outside all day. I understand why they're bundled up, and they're mostly like welding and grinding. They're not doing anything, too active to keep themselves warm. So it'll probably only be another 5 minutes or so, and I start getting cold now that I'm done running around, climbing around. Got everything untied and got everything put away, and then I jumped up on the trailer and moved my tarps because they were on a pallet and got that all tied down and whatnot. So now I'm hot. I'm in a t-shirt and I'm still hot. So, like I said, I'm sure it won't be more than a few minutes, and I'm cooled off and ready to put my coat back on. But thought it was worth sharing, I guess. I'm obviously empty because I'm driving. Just finished up getting unloaded where I was at. They had a bunch of issues getting the stuff off. Yeah, I spent 7 years loading and unloading trucks with a forklift. For actually at the company that ended up getting me my CDL. I worked there. I started there 21, 22. And just as a laborer or whatever, barely above minimum wage. And driving a forklift, that's what I was doing. So, and I spent my days loading and unloading flatbeds. Eventually got my CDL because they wanted people to become backup drivers or whatever. So I got my CDL to be a backup driver. Eventually ended up becoming the driver, and then left there to go to this company. Back in 07, I think. Anyhow, they made unloading this a lot harder than they needed to. Of course, nobody's going to listen to a truck driver because what do I know? I'm just a truck driver, right? But there was one pick in particular that they were just struggling with figuring out how to get it off the truck. They had everything they needed to do it easily. I guess they just didn't want to do that. They wanted to do it their way. Which took like a half an hour to get one pickup. I don't care what you're unloading from a flatbed, nothing should take a half an hour for one pick. Anyways, so, man, I wasn't frustrated, I was just kind of laughing, watching and laughing. So, anyways, they finally got that off. I've got my backhaul I'm on my way to get. It's here in Woodinville also, and it's basically going to a company that's right next to our yard in Vancouver. So the problem is it's like 9:45, and I guess the load's not supposed to be ready until noon. So I'm going there now, but I'm gonna be early. I'm hoping that they'll be ready anyways, but probably not. So I'll probably end up sitting there for a couple hours waiting, have some lunch, take a nap. Who knows? I probably won't take a nap because I can't sleep in the middle of the day unless it's 4 in the afternoon. But I'm not going to be able to go to sleep at 10 in the morning. So anyhow, that's it. My GPS doesn't actually. I guess it's not it. My GPS didn't recognize the address, so it's not doing me any good. So I pulled it up on Google Maps on my phone, which is why I keep looking over here, and my phone is guiding me how to get there. So that's why I keep looking out here. That's where my phone's sitting, and that's how I know where I'm going. It's not like the old days where you called everybody and got directions. It's all technology, so like all of a sudden I'm lost without my GPS. Really I'm not. I mean, I have my backup plan is my phone using Google Maps, and then I always have a phone number at the pickup. So so far, I've always, anytime my GPS didn't recognize an address, I've always been able to find it on Google Maps and get there that way. So I haven't had to resort to actually calling a customer yet to get directions. I have called some, but not because I had to, because I had other questions related to like receiving hours or you know, making an appointment or whatever. So anyhow, that's it. Just cruising my way to. I think turning around at this light. It's hard to tell on my phone. It's so little. I'm so not used to, you know, such a small screen. But I believe I'm turning right at this light. So, yep, I'll update later. All right, I'm all loaded. Heading west, I guess, southwest. Trying to get over to I-5 so I can start heading south. There's a bunch of traffic, so we keep speeding up, slowing down, speeding up, slowing down. What I'd like to do in that situation is just hold a steady middle speed, but if you do that, all the cars start just piling in front of you. Everybody thinks you're like just leaving them room. Then they all cut in front of you and then slam on their brakes, which doesn't work. If everybody, you know, tied a couple brain cells together to make one bigger one, they would figure out that if you just held a steady, slower speed instead of speed up, slow down, then traffic would be much smoother. The problem is everybody's so greedy they want to get to the front. So anyways, I don't want to get going on a rant. At least not that rant. So I got an interesting story. These things, I guess, probably happen in the trucking industry. I know they do. So if you're somebody that's, you know, interested in trucking, here's a piece of what happens sometimes, I suppose. So I get empty. Gosh, that sounds great. Get empty, right? Call dispatch. They say, okay, go over here. It's only a few miles away. Get loaded, bring it back. The place it delivers is right next to the yard. Right on. Load doesn't pay that great, but whatever. It gets me home. It's, you know, I don't look at each individual load. Some pay good, some don't. It is what it is. Whatever. That's not what I'm complaining. So, like, whatever. So I go to the customer, get all set up to load, like get in position where they want me. As I said earlier, I wasn't supposed to pick up till noon. I got there right about 10, maybe slightly after. It was probably right about 10. And so basically I moved my tarps and whatnot, and then I figure I've got a while to wait. So I get in the truck and, you know, get some water boiling to make some cup of noodles, you know, just kind of hanging out, killing time. And then a guy comes up to my window, looks like he's probably the boss. He was dressed nice and whatnot. Maybe he's a salesman, I don't know, but he wasn't one of the yard guys. And he's like, first he was like, do you have anywhere else to pick up? Like any more stuff that needs to go on this trailer? That's a weird question. No, I don't. He was like, okay, well, can we use the whole thing? Yeah. Go for it, you know what I mean? I'm kind of confused on why he's asking, you know what I mean? It seems weird, I'm here to pick up a load. At this point I don't know what I'm picking up, so that's kind of a weird question. Yeah, you can use the whole trailer. So he's like, okay, well I know I only ordered 20 feet, and so, but it'd just be a lot easier if we could just use the whole trailer. He's like, I know it'll cost twice as much, but you know the customer's paying for it, so we're fine paying twice as much to use the whole trailer instead of the 20 feet. Well, that's news to me, right? I was dispatched on a load. I wasn't told that it was only 20 feet. I was, you know, just under the assumption it was the whole trailer. So I had already said, yeah, you could use the whole trailer, right? Because I didn't know what he was getting at. That was kind of weird. So he's like, all right, well, I'll go make some phone calls and make sure it's okay and whatnot, as long as you don't have a problem with us using the Okay, so he walks off. I text dispatch and I'm like, hey, some guy just came out. I'm assuming he's the boss. Basically told the whole same story. And it was like, he said he's going to call someone. I don't know if that who he's going to call is you or not, but you know, basically this is what he said, this is what I said, this is where we're at right now. And I didn't get a reply. I mean, only a couple minutes had gone by, and then the guy came back out from talking to whoever he said he was going to go talk to, and he's like, yeah, we're just going to use the whole trailer. Somebody's calling your dispatch right now to, you know, basically arrange for paying twice as much. Right on. So in my mind, I'm like, well, that means that this load that was paying crappy, but makes sense why, I guess it was kind of not paying so good. Now it's probably going to pay pretty good, right? Because they're totally willing to pay twice as much. So dispatch finally gets back to me and basically says, the broker didn't tell them that it was only a partial load, and that they're willing to pay $50 extra. $50 extra? Like, $50 extra. Now, I was going to be hauling the same freight either way, so I'm not trying to be greedy here. But I happen to know that the customer is more than willing to double what they were paying. Now, I'm not suggesting that my pay should have been doubled, because that would have been an extremely good paying load for where I'm going. But still, that $50 extra took it up to still kind of a below average rate. I don't know. Somebody's making a lot of money off of this, and it's not me. I'm sure somebody didn't intend for me to have all that information, but I got it. So I don't know who brokered that load. Maybe it was the company I'm leased to. Maybe they're the ones pocketing all that extra money. I don't know. Somebody is, and it's not me. My point really isn't to complain about that. It is what it is. I don't really care. You know, it's not that big of a deal. But that's the way this industry works, right? There's a ton of middlemen, aka brokers, that are out there trying to make money off being a middleman, right? As I suppose they should. The problem, I think, is a lot of these loads are like double and triple brokered. So there's too many hands in the middle. You know, that customer is probably paying 5 times what I'm hearing that the load actually pays. I mean, who knows? But at least 3 times for sure. And you know, the one actually doing the work of moving and spending, you know, I'm spending my money on fuel, I'm spending my time, it's my truck, my wear and tear. Like, I'm the one actually moving this freight. And there's a lot of people making more money off of it than I am. Again, my point is not to complain, it's to make you aware that this is how this industry works. If you have a problem with that, you might not want to get into this industry, because that's how it works everywhere. And I mean, if you're a company driver, it doesn't matter. If you're getting paid by the hour, what's it matter? You're getting paid the same either way. Or if you're getting paid by the mile even, who cares what the load pays, right? As long as you get your mileage. But me being an owner-operator, I get paid a percentage of the load. Theoretically. But the load pay that I'm getting a percentage of is being severely misrepresented, probably most of the time. So, whatever. It is what it is. Like I said, that's more information for people that are interested in becoming a truck driver. Like I said, that won't matter to you at all if you're a company driver getting paid, you know, by the mile. The only way that's going to affect you is if you're paid by percentage. Even if you're a company driver that's paid by percentage, I know like car haulers, you can get paid percentage. Well, they can, you know, that could be happening there too. So even as a company driver getting paid by percentage, you